Who remembers the day where Marvel Studios promised 2 films a year and everybody was running hit pieces claiming that oversaturation is about to kill the brand? And now looking at just the next 2.5 years worth of content, we will get more than we did in the last decade from the Marvel Studios brand. Yeah, let's talk about how they're planning to avoid oversaturation of the market. Okay, let's get this one out of the way before we get into this. In case you find yourself going, well, I'm bored with Marvel Studios, I feel like there's too much. Okay, but let's be real, because you feel that way does not mean that everybody feels that way. I know you might think because you're part of some group or clique on the internet that has a couple thousand people that feel the same way, that everybody feels the same way, but you're in what's known as an echo chamber, and that's where you're at. You have to cast a wider net and look at what everybody is saying, and know that there are people that will pick and choose what they want to watch. Some people will only watch a certain parts of the franchise, other people will watch all of it, some people will watch the more obscure ones, and there you go. You have a built-in fan base that all contributes to the same products, the overarching product here being Marvel Studios. I, for example, know people that do not like the Iron Man movies. They don't like Captain America. They've never seen those movies as part of their MCU chronologically watch what they want to watch build up to Avengers. But they like Guardians and Ant-Man. Yes, people like that exist. I know. I am as shocked as you are, but that's reality. So in a recent interview with Deadline, Marvel's Kevin Feige was asked about oversaturation and overexposure of the MCU, and if he's worried about people getting bored of it or maybe even turning away from it. And in a rather long quote that I'm not going to toss up on the screen because it would be a lot to read to you, honestly, it's like 3 paragraphs, he said he's not worried at all because there's something different in everything they're doing. From WandaVision, which people can watch the first season, to how that's followed up with the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, to what's coming with Miss Marvel, one to the other, it's a completely different style of storytelling, a completely different hero, and a completely different setting. And then he said when you look at the films, you're going to be able to tell that there's a difference there, because a film is a blockbuster experience. And then he references the 80 years of amazing Marvel characters and different genres that they've touched upon in the comics and different styles of stories. And that's what they're looking to do here. And he says one of the biggest goals is to make everything, and I quote, interesting and unique stories. And again, this goes back to what I said, the bubble, the vacuum chamber that you might be in. Just because you might not care about Miss Marvel does not mean that other people are in the same boat as you. I personally know people that that's the show they're most excited for. I also know people that outright hate Spider-Man. Like, they don't watch anything Spider-Man. They just don't like that character. It's hard for them to even watch the MCU version. They don't like the previous live-action versions. That's just not their character. They're just like, I don't like that character. And that's cool, but they still watch some of the other things, like the Avengers films that feature him, or even Civil War, and they're like, alright, fine, I can deal with it. Again, it's a different type of approach, and there's something for everybody, and they're looking to tackle these different markets and different approaches to different things, tell different stories, and not have to worry about oversaturation, because not everything is a superhero show or a superhero movie. Yes, you could clump them in as that, but that's kind of doing everybody a disservice because there's different types of stories and genres within the superhero subgenre, if you will. So yeah, I'm not worried. I don't think anybody should be, because let's be real, there's no way that Ant-Man Quantumania is anything like anything that's going to happen in She-Hulk, because they're completely different products.